Horizon Zero Dawn might possibly be one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. So welcome to this video. I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the past 2 days non-stop, probably put about 20 something hours into it now. I know, it's fucking insane. I should not be playing that much. It's all fine because it's for this video. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn is just, it's so good for a multitude of different reasons, and I'm going to talk about as many as I can in this video. It's not a formal review or anything like that because I haven't finished the game, etc., but it's my thoughts on the game as of now, and how fucking amazing that it is. Oh my god, it's so good. But, I'm gonna go ahead and let's hop into this video. So, there's a lot of little things that the game does so well. Now, I've said this before, that games that do well are games that get everything right, like all the big things that get done well, but then they add all these good little things. Oh, really good little things. There's certain things in Horizon that I just love. There's certain things you can interact with in the world. You can interact with all the people. Even if you can't speak to all the people, you can still interact with them and you can still, like, greet them. That's a thing you can do, but you can also speak to a lot of different characters that will give you a lot of different quests. There's also things you can interact with, like, sitting in certain areas, or like sitting down at a camp in a village. Like, it's little things like that that I fucking love. They also do emotion so well. Like, from the outset, they manage to make you care about these characters. They make you feel a bunch of different emotions just through the eyes of Aloy, who's a fantastic main character. And it's things like that that are so good. It's little things that affect it. There's certain scenes towards the beginning, I don't want to spoil anything because you should just experience this game for yourself. It's little things at the beginning that are just so good, and they add to this overall feel of the world and the characters. And it's if those tiny little things weren't in it, the game would still be great, but it wouldn't be as great. And it's those things are things that just make me so happy. Now, the open world is a huge part of Horizon Zero Dawn. It's the main kind of, I suppose, selling point is it's an open world game, so you can go anywhere, do anything, explore, and things like that. And oh god, let me tell you, it is the best open world I've experienced since The Witcher 3, and it might even pass it. I haven't finished the game yet, so I can't say, but at this point, oh god, the world and characters and story, and just the way that the world is laid out, and the way you're able to explore it, and the things you're able to do, the multitude of things, is level pegging with The Witcher 3 at this point. Now, if you're a fantasy guy, and you don't like post-apocalyptic stuff, because you're like, I don't really like post-apocalyptic, it's not even post-apocalyptic. Like, it feels to me like it's been a couple thousand years since the world ended, or at least a couple hundred years. And so no one really knows what happened, no one can remember all that stuff. They don't have guns, they don't have, you know, all these things that are in, like, game like Fallout. You know, it feels like a fantasy game set in the future. That's what it's like. Think Star Wars, in a sense. You know, there's knights, there's adventurers, there's hunters, there's monsters. You know, it feels like if they made The Witcher and set it in the future, but somehow did it really well with its own unique thing. Like, it's not just a copy, it is its own thing. It's super unique and it's innovative. It's this brand new thing, and it's complete genius. There is a ton of side activities to do in the open world. It's not just, you know, just go here, kill this. There's all these various different things. So we have side activities, which are side stories. So you have a narrative for a character, you do a thing, you do another thing, leads to another thing. They're side narratives, they're really interesting with some great characters, a really good time. Then we have errands, which are essentially little missions. So you'll go to, like, a hunting, like, place. They'll be like, oh, we need to get these pelts, or, oh, we sent a troop of soldiers out and they haven't come back. Could you go investigate? And then you go out, you investigate, you find, like, some blood, some dead bodies, you investigate, you follow the tracks, it'll lead to somewhere else, you then fight some monsters, you come back, and they're like, sorry, you guys died, they were killed by monsters, but I took out the monsters, and they're like, oh, thank you, then you get a reward and XP. And that is, you know, one of the errands. So think side activities is even more than that. It's like a storyline that runs through these things that you do, just side activities. Then you have bandit camps, which are pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. They're like forts if you think Assassin's Creed, or you know, in things like Just Cause, where you have to take over an area. Essentially, you go there, you take out the bandits, and then you free people, and then that will then become a settlement where people are going to settle and be able to trade with you and things like that. Gives you a bit of XP and a reward. It's a pretty fun time because they're all kind of different and all have different things to them. They're not just like the same thing copy and pasted. They feel pretty different. I've only done, you know, maybe 4 or 5, but they all felt individual, especially because of the variety of the map. There's also cauldrons, which is difficult to explain if you haven't played the game. They're essentially like these temples that are left over from the people who came before in the old world, and those are super interesting. Like, everyone tells a different story and has a different thing to it, and it gives you abilities at the end which allows you to override more of the machines that are within the open world, and it's just fantastic. Like, the architecture and the atmosphere when you're in these places feels super different to the rest of the game, because you're uncovering what were the people like before, like what the ones who came before, like what were they like, because we don't know anything. And it's so much fun to be going through these different places and going through like these caves and these ruins and discovering things, trying to piece together like, what the fuck was the world like what happened. Like, it's really fun. The mystery is a huge part of it, and those are super fun side activities. You've then got things like tall necks, which are essentially viewpoints, and hunting activities, which allows you to go and hunt. And oh my god, there's so many side activities. That's not even all of them. There's so many, and the world's littered with them. They're everywhere. And alongside all those things, there's also mysteries. Like, you'll be going, you know, just casually going through the world. You'll see something, you're like, I haven't seen that machine before. I'm gonna go and take it out so I can get its, you know, its stuff. And then I can sell it, or I can craft something. And you'll go over and you'll get it, and then all of a sudden, you're falling into this cave, and you're like, wait, what the fuck? I did not mean to do this, accidentally in the cave. And then you're like, wait, what the fuck is this place? And like, you'll find these like voice memos and holograms. You're like, shit, I've just stumbled upon a gold mine. And it's insane. The mystery and the immersion and the just the depth of the world and the layers to it is just incredible. There's a huge diversity in the landscape of the open world too. You know, you go around this area, like, it's not just trees and mountains. Believe me, it's not just trees and mountains. There's tons more to the environment. Huge settlements. Like, I don't want to spoil it, because when you finally find all this other stuff, you're like, oh shit, this game is way more than I thought it was. Like, it's not just like a forest area. The map isn't just one big forest area with settlements dotted around. Like, it's fucking diverse. Like, I was not expecting that. It's insane and fantastic, and it's so much fun to explore and be like, I wonder what this area is, and like, shit, this is fucking different. It's really cool, diverse, different things happen in different areas, different people in different areas, they speak differently, they act differently. It's really well done, and it's super fun to explore. There's a ton of different ways to traverse the environment of the open world, so, you know, you can go around running, you can be climbing, you can override certain machines, and then you can mount them. They'll become like a mount that you can use, and you can also fast travel, and it's just a fun time to go from A to B. Like, I found myself not really fast traveling unless I'm in a rush. I've kind of just been riding around, you know, on my mount, just exploring, and Jesus, it's fun. It's just so immersive, because you'll be riding around, you stumble across a side quest, you'll do it, and you'll just get so sidetracked, and I love that in games. When you just get lost in the world, and you forget what you're doing, and like 4 hours later, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I was doing that quest, so maybe I should finish that, and you still don't, and it's like, ah shit, I've just done like 60 other quests, and now I never even finished the quest I meant to do, but it doesn't matter, because it's so fucking fun. Now, this is kind of a side one, it's not a huge main point, but the soundtrack is perfect. It's different in each area of the world, it fits perfectly to each area, making it just so good. It feels like The Witcher 3, maybe crossed with Assassin's Creed, with a kind of futuristic vibe to it, which is fantastic. Sounds just beautiful in some places. The theme that plays when you're in Meridian, which is one of the main areas, is just so good. It's such a powerful, like, soundtrack that just fits. It's so beautiful. And the main theme is, it's just this well-perfected emotional masterpiece. It's so good every time it plays during the main story. Like, oh man, I just want to cry. It's so good, and I freaking love it. The gameplay is super fun and easy. It's fantastic. The bow is so satisfying when you use it. It feels fantastic. There's nothing like hitting one of the Watcher machines dead in the eye and it just falling to the ground. Like, that was a perfect shot. It feels so good. The climbing feels like a mix of Uncharted and Tomb Raider. You can't climb everything, but you climb where it's necessary, and I think that's good. The game's not Assassin's Creed. It shouldn't try to be Assassin's Creed. I think it would take away from a lot of what the game is if she's just climbing everything. Like, if you go into a city and you're just climbing these buildings, it's like, this is a bit weird, isn't it? I think that takes away from what the game is, and honestly, I think the climbing complements perfectly. I think there's some times where I'd be like, okay, you'd be able to climb that. Like, there's there's like a little shed and you can't grab hold of it and pull yourself up because you want to get over a wall rather than going all the way around it, but I don't really care. Like, that's something that, you know, maybe you'll fix with the sequel. It's one of them things where it's like, yeah, I'd definitely be able to climb that. Like, I shouldn't just be jumping and not being able to reach. I should be able to pull myself up. But the game's designed to only let you climb certain areas, and once you play the game for 15 minutes, you know the areas that you're allowed to climb and the areas you're not allowed to climb. And I don't really mind that because it's not a climbing game. The game isn't climbing based, but the climbing's a nice addition to have on that. It's kind of like that adventuring kind of thing. You can interact with every character, like I mentioned before. Like, you can't talk to every character, but every character you can interact with, very much like The Witcher in a sense. You'll go up to someone, it'll say greet, you click greet, they'll say a line to you, giving, you know, their lines change depending on the current state of events of the story and the world and events that have happened, the area you're in as well, and they'll react to you in different ways because you are an outcast, and they do kind of segregate themselves into different sections of the world. So since you're not from that area, they'll talk to you in a different way. If you speak to someone perhaps from your area that you originally come from, they'll treat you with a bit more respect, and that's kind of just how the world works. But as well as being able to greet every character and just have that line of dialogue, kind of immerse yourself, you can also speak to a ton of characters, and they'll be able to give you quests, you'll be able to trade with them, you'll be able to have conversations, there's dialogue options, so it's not just talking to someone and interacting with them, you get a quest. You can accept the quest, you can deny the quest, you can ask them questions about themselves, about the quest, about the world, and literally the dialogue's like The Witcher 3. That's what it's like. It's literally that dialogue system with a morality system in place as well, because every so often you get a morality choice where you can either go with your heart, your brain, or your fists is kind of what it is, you know, angry, loving, or kind of just intelligent, and you can decide how you want Aloy to kind of respond in that situation. It's a really good feature. Like, it doesn't really affect much. It affects a few story points because they will reference things that happened before, and if you chose one option, they'll reference that. If you chose another option, it will be something else. So that's just how that is, and it's a really good feature, I think, because it allows you to kind of define Aloy as your character rather than a set character, and I think that's a good thing. It's not a huge thing, but I think it's a good thing. There's crafting, and there's also customization of weapons and armors, so you have a bunch of different weapons you can get throughout the game. There's not just the bow, there's a bunch of different things, but there's also a bunch of different types of those. So you have the bow, you have the rope cast, you have like traps, but you have different versions of those. You have like the hunting bow, the long bow, you know, sharpshooter bow, a war bow, and a bunch of different things, and you can then customize those with additional things like that boost the stats, that you craft by finding things in the world, or you can purchase them from merchants. And then you've also got the outfits. There's a ton of different outfits. Like, I expected like there'd be 5 variations. There's a ton of there's like a strong 30, 40, maybe 50 different outfits in the game. And all of those have their own stat boosts, which you can then customize with outfit weaves, which you craft and then apply to the outfits. But then again, you can also buy them from merchants if you want, and that adds another layer to it. So you can make Aloy look how you want, have the stats you want, and that's really cool. All the outfits look really nice too, so it's not just, you know, shit looking outfits. They all look really, really nice, and so that's always a plus. Another cool feature is when you learn the robots and machines' weaknesses, you can kind of start using them against each other. Like, you'll see one guy got a massive cannon, you'll tear the cannon off, then you pick it up, you use it against another guy, blows him up, just destroys a bunch of machines in the area. And it's gameplay like that that makes it so fun, because you can just mix it up and do whatever the hell you want. It's a really, really good gameplay feature, and destroying machines has never been so fucking fun, and like, trying to use the right strategy. Like, you'll be sitting there in the bush, you'll be eyeing everything, like, okay, I can use that cannon, and then I can attach, you know, that guy to that guy, and I can shoot that canister, and that'll blow those guys up. And it's just, you know, it's one of them things where when you get used to the game, you can do these super cool, crazy moments where you're just like fucking shit up, and you're like, wow, now that was fucking awesome. Now, a huge part of the game is the story. A huge part of the game is the story. And I didn't expect that. I don't know if that was the thing that everyone expected, but I saw the game as this fun open world game. I did not expect such a deep, layered story. It's incredible. The game just keeps giving and giving in terms of story. You think you're working things out, then all of a sudden, fuck, bam, there's a twist. You're like, shit, what the fuck is going on? It's incredible, and I mean incredible. The game was fantastic on its own, but with this level of narrative, it's up there with things like Uncharted, like The Last of Us. I would say this game is the best PlayStation exclusive, second only to The Last of Us. Honestly, to me, this game is better than Uncharted. I'm sorry, but it is. The narrative is just so well written, plus the open world gameplay. Everything is just perfected. It's not perfect, because it's going to be perfect, but you can see they've tried as hard as they can to perfect every element of this game till it's the best that they can possibly make it. And it's just a masterpiece. That's the only way of saying it. It is just a masterpiece. Now, there are a couple of negatives. They're small things that I wanted to mention. They're not huge things, and I only want to mention them because people are going to be like, you haven't talked about anything bad in this video, but I will talk about some of the bad things. Now, one of the bad things, I think, is the skill tree is a bit boring. It's really short. You'll kind of finish it pretty early on. It doesn't add too much. Like, it does add things, but it's not, like, huge things. Like, oh, now you can do this fucking crazy thing. Like, it adds small elements. Now, I think it would have been cooler if, with this game, as cool as it is, having these things where it's like, you unlock this skill, and now you can do this fucking awesome move. But it's not really. It's kind of like, now you can do a stealth kill from above, or now you can heal a bit faster, or, you know, now you'll gather more resources when looting. It's a bit boring. Like, it's not hugely great, but it doesn't really matter because the game's so good that it's fine. It's fine just having it. It's just an addition. It's nice to just have it in there. It doesn't affect the game hugely. I just think you could have done a better job with the skill tree, honestly. And the other thing that I think the biggest annoyance for me, but that's just me, it might just be an opinion, is that there aren't enough checkpoints. Like, well, you'll be going through a mission, and you'll go through this section, you'll kill a bunch of machines, and then suddenly this really powerful one just knocks you out, you're dead. You're like, ah, shit, I wasn't prepared for that. You think it would start you just before that? Nah, it throws you back to your last save point, and it's like, shit. Not only do I have to replay that entire quest, I have to go override a mount because I did that before I started the quest. I have to get on the mount, I have to ride to the quest marker, start the quest again. Like, you know, it doesn't checkpoint you when you start a quest or when you do certain things during a quest. It'll be last time you save. Now, the main quest and things like that, like when you finish quests, they'll give you a save, but it doesn't give you checkpoints during quests, and I think that is something that really, really irritates me because I'll get halfway through a mission, die, and not only will I have to start it again, I'll be fucking 3,000 meters away from the quest, and I'll be like, shit, I just made 20 minutes of progress, all that's wiped now because I died stupidly. And I think that's something that's really annoying. I think that although it's annoying, I think that maybe gamers these days are so catered to with checkpoints that, you know, it's just a harder experience. You have to be more careful. You have to be a survivalist. And I think in a way it's a good thing, but I think it's a thing that annoys me. I think if I could turn on checkpoints, I fucking would, because I can't stand losing progress. But that's really my only huge problem with it. That's really it. The rest is just this game. Honestly, 10 out of 10. I'd give it a fucking 10 out of 10. Like, Jesus Christ, it's fucking incredible. It is fucking incredible. I can't. I don't know what to say anymore. I've said everything there is to say about this game, and if you don't pick up this game, you are missing out. This isn't sponsored in any way. I fucking bought this game, and I'm glad I bought the game because they deserve the money. It's insane how good this game is. 100% so far this year, Horizon Zero Dawn is game of the year for me. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to have to try very, very hard to beat this game. And I know Red Dead is Red Dead and Rockstar is Rockstar, and they just do what they do with ease. But with a game like this, Jesus Christ, you're gonna have to try hard, because GTA 5, if GTA 5 came out the same year as The Witcher 3, The Witcher 3 would still be my game of the year. GTA 5 would not have beat it. So I'm not a super biased Rockstar fan where it's like, oh, Rockstar made it, so they are gods, they make the best games. I'm not like that. If you know, as much as I fucking adore Red Dead Redemption, if Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't as good as Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm not gonna say Red Dead's game of the year just because it's Rockstar and because it's Red Dead. It's gotta be good. It's gotta be good to beat this game, and I really, really, really mean that. Some people that haven't played are gonna be like, what do you mean? I haven't even looked at the game. What even is this game? I've never even heard of it, because I barely looked at it ever. Like, it was so off my radar, and it just blew me away. And if you honestly are in two minds, should I get Horizon Zero Dawn? Should I get something else? Should I not? Someone asked me on Twitter the other day, I haven't got the Ezio collection yet. Should I get that, or should I get Horizon? Fuck the Ezio collection. Fuck off. Play Horizon Zero Dawn. It is 10 million times above the Ezio collection. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. As much as Ezio games hold a strong place in my heart, and I love those games, and they're incredible in their own way, and nostalgic, and I adore Ezio, and I adore Assassin's Creed, Horizon Zero Dawn is just something else. It's just something else. It's fucking insane. And honestly, if you haven't bought Horizon Zero Dawn, you're missing out, and you need to change your mind, and you need to buy the game, because it's the best game I've played in years. In fucking years. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry if it is a little bit long. I wanted to go over everything, just talk about it, because I have so much just passion for this game, and I want people to play it. Like, I haven't played a game like that in so long, where I'm like, I want to talk about this game just because I need people to play it, because it's so good. I don't want anyone to miss out. If you haven't played it, pick it up, buy it. Honestly, just definitely do. It's just fucking insanely good, and I can't stress that enough. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Thank you guys for supporting. Hope you enjoyed the multiplayer battle yesterday. If you haven't already seen it, go and check that out. If you're new to the channel because you're just coming in for this Horizon Zero Dawn video and you did enjoy it, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a lot more. We'll talk about it on the Kill Connor Club, and then I'll make some videos on it. I'll stream it a little bit. I'm going to talk about some other games. Mass Effect Andromeda is coming out soon, so I'll do another video like this on that, I think, when I go through that game. And that'll be a good time. It's really fun talking about games that aren't Assassin's Creed, and I'm really enjoying it. So thank you guys for the support on the Shadow of War videos. Thank you guys for the support on anything that's not Assassin's Creed, because I really appreciate that you guys are enjoying other stuff, because it makes my job a lot more fun. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, hit the like button. Tell me what you guys think of Horizon in the comment section below. Give me your best moment that was created for you in the game if you've played it. Like, what were you doing? Like I said, the moment where I was chasing a guy and I fell into a cave and boom, all this crazy shit. What's the best moment that took you by surprise and happened for you in Horizon Zero Dawn? Let me know in the comment section below. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!